motion to amend the church manual, Chapter 8, Local Church Officers and Organizations, pages 90 to 92, Church School Board, as found in the session agenda and explained here.
And Madam Chair, it is open for voting.
All right. And our music didn't start spontaneously.
Of the local church ministry. So let's start with the agenda. You have here listed by numbers starting on 401, and you have the whole list on pages 20 to 22. And you see there are numbers. 401 is the first one, but the actual item has a number of 400. Why is that? Because they are coming, as it was very well explained by Elder Muruvan, as the policy reviews are made to the church, as we meet an executive committee at the General Conference, the same thing with the church manual recommendations. They come from a church manual committee. They are presented to the annual council at the end of the year, our last executive committee of the General Conference.
Katibu mwenza anajibu kueleza jinsi mchakato ulivyokuwa kuweza kuyafikia haya mapendekezo ambayo yanaletwa leo hii mbele ya mkutano mkuu wa kanisa. Na kwa kweli kimsingi ukiangalia utakuta kwamba yamepitia mchakato mrefu sana.
But in your agenda is the item 401. Let's see the first one. The title is Unauthorized Speakers. This is a church manual amendment. In the church manual, and I have mine with me, I don't think
sehemu ya kwanza katika mwongozo wa kanisa ambayo inapendekezwa kufanya marekebisho ni sehemu inayohusu wazungumzaji wasioruhusiwa ndani ya kanisa. Ni nani ambaye haruhusiwi na nani ambaye anaruhusiwa kuweza kuzungumza au kuhubiri ndani ya kanisa, kutoa hotuba ndani ya kanisa. Nani anaruhusiwa, nani asiruhusiwa. Kwa hiyo ndio sehemu ya kwanza ambayo inakwenda kufanyiwa mapendekezo.
So I'll be opening now page 53 on my agenda book. Okay. We are deleting one paragraph and revising the whole paragraph. As you can see on the screen, this is the recommendation from the church.
Katika mapendekezo ambayo yanaletwa kwa mkutano mkuu ni kwamba aya moja wapo iweze kufutwa, halafu itandikwa upya
to speak in the church and addresses the confusion caused by the implication that a lay person could not preach because they do not hold credentials. Because usually, you know, we use credentials for denominational worker. And this brought a little bit of confusion, so we are editing the whole paragraph as this. Authorized speakers. Only speakers worthy of confidence will be invited to the pulpit by the local church pastor in harmony with guidelines given by the conference. The local elders or church board may also invite speakers in consultation with the pastor and in harmony with conference guidelines.
Na sasa itasomeka ya kwamba watu pekee ambao wanaweza kuruhusiwa kutumia mimbari zetu ni watu ambao wataalikwa na mchungaji kanisa Maria kwa kulingana na miongozo iliyotolewa na conference, na kwamba wazee wa kanisa pia au baraza kanisa linaweza pia kualika wazungumzaji kwa kushauriana na mchungaji, kwa kuzingatia miongozo ile ya conference. Watu ambao si washiriki tena au ambao wako chini ya karipio hawawezi kupewa nafasi ya kuhubiri katika mimbari zetu. Kwa hivyo itasomeka hivyo. Sasa hii si tafsiri rasmi. Nilisema hapo awali kwa mtazamaji kwamba baada ya mkutano huu mamlaka za kikanisa kwa sababu ni masuala ya kikanuni, masuala ya kisheria, zitatoa mwongozo rasmi. Hii ni tafsiri tu ya jumla. Sasa ile ya kikanuni itakuja kutolewa na tutakuja kuiona katika mwongozo wa kanisa, lakini basi upate tu picha kwamba kipengele hicho kimerekebishwa sasa. Mchungaji wa mtaa atakuwa na mamlaka ya kusema ni nani aweze kuhubiri katika kanisa au kutoa hotuba, na atafanya kwa kuzingatia miongozo itakayokuwa imewekwa na conference. Ila pia wazee nao na baraza la kanisa wamepewa nafasi na wao ya kuweza kualika mzungumzaji, ila sharti wawasiliane na mchungaji. Na wenyewe wote hawa baraza au wazee, sharti wanapofanya hivyo wazingatie miongozo ambayo itakuwa imewekwa na conference.
Okay.
Authorized by the conference.
Authorized by the conference, all right. All right, and we have number 7, microphone number 7, Tim Standish, General Conference.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My concern with this is that while it requires church boards to work with their pastor in terms of who preaches in the church, it does not require the pastor to work with the church board. It makes him only accountable, apparently, to the conference. But there must be some accountability of pastors to the local congregation that they serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That is clear. Back to microphone number 5, Mandla Sebantwini, Lupandwana, Southern Africa Union Conference in the SID. Microphone number 5? Okay.
My question is in the use of the word consultation. Consultation can sometimes be applied in this way. I told him that we are calling someone to come and preach. He may or may not have objected, it's fine, but we consulted him. It does not always require consent. My question to the committee would be, in the phrasing of the paragraph, were we looking for mere consultation, or were we hoping that it would lead to consent? I'm thinking of a situation where there is a disagreement between the local elders or the local church board and the pastor on the person being invited. Consultation would allow the elders or the church board to proceed because they have consulted. But if we were hoping that consultation also includes consent, then when there's a disagreement, that they would not proceed with that particular speaker. And if the idea was to include consent, I would suggest probably relooking the word consultation and finding one that would include the concept of consent. Thank you, Chair.
Excellent, that's clear. Before you leave the microphone, please say your very melodic, beautiful name for me.
Mandla Sebantwini.
I was close. Okay, yes. All right, thank you. I like it. All right, and now the last speaker on this item is at microphone number 3, Chalmer Giviso, South Philippine Union Conference in the Southern Asia Pacific Division. And obviously not the last, because we have another who just joined. All right.
Thank you. By the way, I just would like to point out, in the list provided as those who should not be invited, limited only to those who are no longer members and are under discipline. Based on our experience, there was a time when there was a pastor, a retired pastor actually, whose membership is from another conference, and he was already residing in our place. But because of his membership with a pyramiding scheme of which the church spoke adversely, this pastor was already antagonistic to the church, antagonistic to the leadership of the mission and of the union. But just the same, some churches still invite him, especially those who are sympathetic with that pyramiding scheme of which that pastor was a member. I would suggest that I think we should not limit only the disqualifications from speaking in our pulpit to those who are not members or those who are under discipline, but we should include even those who are not loyal to the church. Just a suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then we go to the English Zoom, number 101 again. Brother Yusuf Zege, Southeast Tanzania Conference, East Central Africa Division.
Yes, I have the comment on the phrase. The word confidence is not defined well. How a person will define and measure the confidence of a person to stand before the church and preach. That is my concern. If it is well defined, it will provide a well guidance on how we can allow people to stand on the pulpit. Thank you.
You're just calling for some definition, right? Okay, thank you. And microphone number 1, Even Stefanova or Stefanova?
Stefanova, is it? The old wording very clearly makes impossible for individuals who are not members of the church to talk at the pulpit. It says strangers or any unauthorized persons. And I don't find this in the new wording. It says members who are under discipline or no longer members, but it's nothing, there is nothing about people who do not belong to the church. Is this on purpose?
Okay, thank you very much. I believe we have note of this. And we go to microphone number 5, Josiah Flores, Carolina Conference, North American Division.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My comment is just on the rationale and what the now phrasing reads. The rationale is talking about who may be invited to speak in church and addressing this confusion about credentials. However, the new paragraph seems to deal more with who has the authority to select the speakers rather than clarifying who's invited to speak. Because we now see that the wording of invited by the local church pastor, this is line 24, and then line 25, in consultation with the pastor, this wasn't in the original statement, yet it seems to be added separate from what the rationale is really stating. It's just a comment as to what rationale is saying and what we see in the new statement. I'm not sure if there's a discrepancy there that is meant to be there.
Thank you very much. And we move back to microphone number 1, Rita Meyer, Inter-European Division.
Yes, thank you. Just a little invitation. As we are speaking about guidelines by the conference, and as we have some union of churches, could we just include that somewhere also? That was just a little point.
Okay, did you get that one? Please repeat that. We were not hearing it clearly here.
Yes, I was in the text you refer to the guidelines of the conferences, but we have some union of churches, and I think we should add something here to clarify this.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Meyer. Going to microphone number 8, Armando Miranda Sr., General Conference, number 8.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It seemed to me that it's very difficult to find place for everything that is needed. And it seemed to me that the way how it's written cover many things. For example, it says, in consultation with the pastor and also in harmony with conference guidelines. So that means that the local conference has some work to do in that direction, because there are some concerns with people who are affecting the church, just inviting those who are not appropriately, they are not confident to speak to the church. So it seems to me the way how it's written is appropriate and cover what we need.
Thank you very much, Pastor Miranda. We have two other speakers. These should probably be the last two. On microphone number 4, Musa Nzumbi, Northeast Tanzania Conference, East Central Africa Division.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I have just two concerns. Number one is the explanation about the conference, that in harmony with the guideline given by the conference.
They are not confident to speak to the church. So it seems to me the way how it's written is appropriate and cover what we need.
Thank you very much, Pastor Miranda. We have two other speakers. These should probably be the last two. On microphone number 4, Musa Nzumbi, Northeast Tanzania Conference, East Central Africa Division.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I have just two concerns. Number one is the explanation about the conference, that in harmony with the guideline given by the conference. Some entities that we have, there are fields which have not been qualified to be conferences. Mm-hmm. So maybe we could add the word field so that it can apply to those entities which are not conference. But also, the issue of which they invited to the pulpit by the local church pastor, in harmony with the guideline given by the conference. The local elders or church board may also invite speakers in consultation with the pastor. Now, maybe here also we could expand the word pastor, maybe to be church pastor or district pastor, so that they cannot just consult with the any pastor around, because we can have maybe chaplain around the church who don't hold the managerial power. Maybe we could have some retired pastors within the area, maybe who could not have some decision on the church. Maybe this word also, this title for the second sentence can be expanded so that it can be understood. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. And it looks like someone else is added, so I hope no one else is being scanned. We want to allow for the scanned items to show up on the screen, but at this point there should be no more. And we would go to number 8, microphone number 8, Jeff Scroggins. Let's see, Jeff Scoggins, number 8, General Conference, and then we have one other.
Thank you. I dealt with this particular item often while I was pastoring, and I actually interpret this to be a little bit less restrictive than what we had before. So I actually appreciated the changes that were made, and I would